So I have all of your questions and some of my own. So let's get going, just kind of mix it up a little bit. Well, actually the first thing I wanted to ask, on the Hamburg radio, you talked about life, breakfast, girls, and I quote you. You said, "I'm 35, it's time."
Time for what?
I don't know, you tell me. Time to get married? Is that what you were trying to say? I mean, that's what most of the media...
Hold on a second. Radio Hamburg?
Right.
It's not Radio San Francisco. You live in San Francisco, right?
Right.
Well, okay, with the modern media you can get a lot of things to the area. Yes, I'm 35 years old and I have an idol in my life. That's my brother. He's 40 years old.
He doesn't like that number, man.
No, he doesn't care actually. And he's a happy father of 3 children. And he's happily married for 15 years, I guess, more than 15 years. So of course, to give you an answer, yes, I have a dream, and hopefully one day I will make my brother Vitali happy and can give him the title that I'm carrying, the uncle title. So, Uncle Vitali,
Right.
one day. Until now, I'm still dreaming about it.
Boxing. So, couple news. So, Antonio Tarver is apparently convinced that he's the only one that can beat you, despite the fact that he only had one semi-successful fight at heavyweight. Is this even? I mean, I'm sure you've heard about this because Emmanuel Stewart talked about it. But is this something you guys are even considering at this point?
Well, we could consider anything, or anyone. Just let him get in the room. And he's been, Antonio has been talking also, I heard certain comments and things, and I think he has been watching a lot of David Haye's press conferences, and he's just following in the footsteps of David Haye, I guess.
Right.
But I wish him good luck in the sport, which you know he does, and success in all the fights, and who knows, maybe one of the fights we're gonna see each other in the ring.
Right. Speaking of David Haye,
mind.
You don't mind. Good. So speaking of David Haye, I saw him a little while ago at the Mayweather-Ortiz fight, and I had the chance to talk to David Haye, and he seems to be very proud of the fact that you promised to knock him out, but you didn't. So now he says that he's ready to knock your brother out. Now I know there have been talks about this, and you on Sky Sports, you said that you would be willing to give him a chance.
To who?
David Haye. Give him a chance to knock you out.
To knock me out.
To knock you out. Right, you're going to give him a chance. Do you even think he deserves this paycheck at this point in time? I mean, I understand you have a personal agenda, but does he even deserve this shot despite that fact?
So many fighters promise me to knock me out. Yeah, it's a good idea. David Haye, have to try.
You're going to give him a chance to try. Okay.
I give him a chance to try, but I don't believe.
Be careful with his toe when you guys fight.
Yeah, we have to check his toes, and I hope before the fight he doesn't have excuses anymore.
Right. Also, just recently, Emmanuel Stewart talked about the fact that the main, or one of the main reasons that the Lennox Lewis rematch never happened was because apparently of Lennox Lewis's wife, that she told him it's either her or you.
No, he was not married at this time.
Or his girlfriend, maybe.
No, his mom.
I've heard the mom theory.
I'm more than sure it was mom.
Another question is, so now that all the belts are within the family, just as you guys wanted, you're still, you still got a lot of fights ahead, but you, Vitali, how many more fights do you think you have in you? Does it matter in the fact whether you're winning? Is there a point in time that you would be willing to retire even though you're winning your fights?
I'll give you a question.
Give me a question.
What do you think? How many years you have to live?
I don't know.
I don't know. Also, they give me a question about the fight. Who knows? Just one person in the world knows, but don't explain to somebody about it. You know what? It's anyway. I feel great, and every fight I give my best, and every fight can be the last one. And I prepare for every fight 100%, like for the last fight in my career. Is it how long? Nobody knows. I think so. It's not long.
Okay.
Not long. Not exactly answer. Because I don't know.
Okay. And Vladimir, I recently read about your help. A long time ago, you fought Zoran Vujicic. I think that's his name. And I read that you've been helping him financially. Can you say anything about that? A lot of people are asking. There was just a little article about that, the fact that you send him checks to help him. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I was in Montenegro, where he's from, and I get to know that his conditions are not good. So I feel very bad about it, and because he used to be one of my opponents in the past, and I wish Zoran, of course, all the best. And I know he's a father of a child, and that he's not doing that good, but I just wish him, as much as I can support him, that he's doing all right. And more than that, well, I don't want to promote the contact that we have with each other, but the most important part in the life that he's missing, that's the help that he doesn't have. So I really wish that he gonna recover and do well.
Vitali, after beating Thomas Adamek, I read that your opinion was that besides you and your brother, he was the third best heavyweight at this time. Since you fought him, has your opinion changed? I mean, it seems like I was watching the fight, I did not see you having any problems with anything he was doing. Do you think that maybe he was a little better, he wasn't as good as you anticipated him to be?
Before the fight, I told Adamek made just one mistake. He go to heavyweight division. It's not real heavyweight. And he beat a couple of guys, and Ariola and Michael Grant and Singh. After that, he can be the world champion. But another guys, it's he make a mistake, and that's why he understand in my fight. It was not easy to fight against heavyweight, real heavyweight. To be the heavyweight, it's not enough too much even to have weight over 200 pounds. And to be the heavyweight, you have to be born with the size, with the weight, your original weight, not the weight what you getting in restaurants.
Like your natural weight. Okay. And this is a question to both. I'm just curious. I know preparation involves everything, psychological, physiological. But to you, And what do you think is the most important part in preparation? Is it the mental part or is it the physical part? I mean, as far as physical, you guys never, as far as I know, are never out of shape anyway. But as far as the mental preparation, can you talk a little bit about this? You guys have a certain way of doing it.
The main part of preparation is weekend.
The weekend.
Yeah.
What do you do on the weekend?
Relax. Swimming, walking around, relax. You know what? It's
Watching
sleep,
movies,
watching movies,
eating
sleep.
cheesecakes.
Just forgetting about the preparation itself. Is that it? Just kind of disconnecting from what you're doing?
Yeah, and Wladimir told he started preparation 14 weeks before the fight. I told, it's too long. You will be tied to the fight, and that's why it's important to be get the training, but much more important, weekend to relax and to take a regeneration for the next couple of hard days.
Vitali, actually somebody wanted me to ask you, one of your fans, after rewatching the Lennox Lewis fight, I know it's been a long time ago and it's been talked over and over about this, but he was just wondering, how hard does Lewis hit compared to your other opposition? Because despite the fact that it looked like he landed a lot of good shots, you didn't seem to be too phased.
Honest, I never fought against a strong guy as Lennox. I never got so many punches. But anyway, I still thanks and very appreciate for the next Lewis. He gave me a chance to prove my skills against strongest fighter in the world. And big respect, Lennox Lewis, he's legend and one of the strongest fighters in history. And I proved my skills, and everybody saw I was not. My performance was not worse than performance of the Lennox Lewis for the fight. And I look good, and who knows how fight will be continued if I doesn't have a cut in my eye and the doctor doesn't stop the fight. In who knows, and everybody want to know about result of second fight. What doesn't happen? Klitschko against Lennox Lewis. The question is still open.
What about you, Vladimir? Who do you think was your toughest opponent as of
I'm
now?
always thinking that my toughest opponent, first of all, is myself.
Okay.
Because if you're going to fight with yourself, you're probably going to lose.
Right.
And I'm expecting that the toughest opponent is going to be in the future. Who knows when, but I'm always preparing for the toughest fight as the next fight.
How much of your training time do you guys spend together, training with each other? I know you guys are not going to fight each other. I'm not going to ask this question, it's a waste of time, but do you guys train with each other, spar each other, and so on and so forth before every fight?
We used to train, we used to do together than we do now, because everyone has his own obligations and a certain life, as we mentioned before, family life and life in politics, as Vitali does, and the other way around as well. And we do have our promotional company and our marketing company is KMG and K2, and it takes a lot of time to manage also those things, and that's why everyone goes into the preparation with his team and his coach and accomplishing what has to be accomplished.
Okay. Vitali, can you tell us a little bit about how politically active are you right now?
Very
And kind of what you're doing out there. Give me a little bit about it.
Just 1.5 years, we built a new organization in the party of UDAR, Ukrainian Democracy, Ukrainian Democracy Alliance of Reform. And today we're fourth biggest party in Ukraine. and we prepare right now. Actually, we take a part in local election, and everybody underestimates us, and we should be result. We have 400 deputies in Ukraine, and right now we prepare for to take the part in the election parliament. Our goal in our party to change the rules in Ukrainian politics, because we more than sure Ukraine going this wrong way, and the people who, the politician, what changed many times, and have, and many of them was many times in power, doesn't support the interest of country, of interest of the people. They support just private interest of politician movement, but this interest doesn't people don't understand that and painful to read Ukraine is most corrupt country in the world, and nothing changed. We actually 20 years we celebrate just a couple of months ago anniversary, 20 years independence, but in 20 years we nothing reach, and time goes so fast, and we far away from world standards of life for the people in Ukraine. We talk about Ukraine as a European country, but we far away. We actually European geographically. We are European with our history and culture and with our mentality, but we far away from Europe with the standards what we have, life standards first of all for the people. And that's why it's our goal with our movement to bring Ukraine much closer to European standards. I just make a fight a couple of weeks ago in Poland. I was in Poland in beginning of 99, 92, 91, 92. It's after the fight, if Iron Curtain fall down, we have actually probably the same starting position with the Poland, and right now I see how big is different today with all infrastructure, with all level of life in Poland and in Ukraine. Time goes so fast, and I don't want to wait so long time when somebody come and change our life. We can do it ourselves, and we are, because so many people coming to us, so many people ready to invest in energy, ideas, time to make changes, and we make very ambitious plans, and we make our dreams true. Ukraine will be European country with life standards, first of all.
Okay, thank you. And this is a question to both of you guys. As fans of the sport of boxing, what fight would both of you like to see happen sometime soon?
What's going to happen with the fights?
No, I'm asking as a fan of boxing.
Yeah.
What fight would you like to see? Not you.
Okay.
What fight would you like to see happen?
I would like to see, for example, Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fights. What else?
Yeah. What about yourself? Pacquiao Mayweather is probably one of the most talked about fights, but maybe you have a different.
Which one?
Pacquiao
Mayweather fight, and then I don't know what else.
Did you happen to see Mayweather Ortiz?
Yes,
What
so
did
they
you
had
think?
the fight.
What did you think?
Well, take care of yourself at all times while you're in the ring. and I think that, you know, it could go any direction. Controversy, you know, was Pacquiao right? Was it wrong? Did he punch after, you know, command of break, or was it already in a fight? Or so it could go back and forth. And the referee before the fight, when you go into the fight, he tells you, you know, take care of yourself at all times while in the ring. So we can blame Mayweather, but we can also blame Ortiz for not paying attention. So anyway, the result is there, and I think that Mayweather actually in the ring did a good job, you know, on the boxing skills.
Well, had you been in his place, or you been in his place, would you have done the same thing? I mean, the fight was on, according to Joe Cortez, the referee. So the fight was on, and Mayweather knew that his opponent wasn't paying attention or looking. Would you have done the same thing?
Well, let's not put it in the way like would have done it or wouldn't I, because I've never been in the situation, and
Right.
It's difficult to say anything. I mean, I understand that athletes, they are hyped up with adrenaline in their blood, and they're in the fight, and you know, there's certain tension, and you gotta be careful. So not to punch when the come out of break came, or right after it, to pay attention when you have to start. So as I said, this could get really controversial. But anyway, the result is there, and you cannot blame Mayweather for winning the fight as well.
Right. And again, question to both of you. I wrote a little while ago an article on your father, and I just wanted to find out how you know, what role did he play in your lives, and as far as boxing, if you support your decision, what you're doing.
Wladimir Klitschko Sr. was the biggest fan of both of us. He's #1 fan, and he always gave, even if he didn't have so much experience in boxing, but he always was giving us good comments over the fight. He's taking care of this and that, and I think that all of us, we are children of our parents, and of course we are in our lives what actually parents made out of us.
Right.
So the first steps in life, the contact with the world, the understanding what is good, what is bad, and of course our father was very strict in the education of us, but also very right and with love and rules in life. So he gave us good sense of life, which we are carrying now as adults.
Okay. Do you guys wish so? Do you guys wish you were fighting in a more competitive heavyweight era, or do you think that for many fans it just seems that you guys are way head and shoulders above your competition as far as your skill level, so it looks easy for you? Do you feel like you have formidable, good opposition?
Well, there could be always be certain complaints, or as one of the fans said, there is not just the recession in the economics in the world, but there is a crisis as well in the heavyweight division, and the name of the crisis is Klitschko brothers.
Right.
I felt a little bit offended, you know, at the beginning, but then actually it was really funny. And I said, you have a good sense of humor, and we will take care of this crisis for such a long time. Or as long as we're motivated and excited about the sport, and which we are. And I talked to Emmanuel Stewart about it, and has been in the history of boxing pretty often the situations when Joe Louis was fighting, for example. There was a famous quote, a bum a month. So he's been so, yeah, he has been fighting so often, and he was a great champion. And people could complain about those days, or a certain time, like Tyson was facing certain situations when he was fighting guys, but in a very exciting way that he fought, and could get also criticized for things like, okay, there were no days like in the 70s when Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman, and Northman were out there, and no matter what, every single opponent or could give you certain jeopardy in a fight.
Sure.
And they put you in jeopardy. Only one punch can actually make the outcome of the fight in our division, and we know all of us know that. So it's not so simple to get the title, but it's more complicated to hold the titles for such a long time, and we're always facing the competition, I think.
Okay.
Commentary about it. It's right now it's no fighters, it's no good opponents, and Klitschko is not so strong. Maybe if will be good opponents, this will be Klitschko not dominate right now in the heavyweight division. And the question was very actual and still actual and will be in the future. Russian classic told about that, and you after this can translate in English. Да были люди в наше время, не то что нынешнее время, богатырей не будет.
Okay. You guys, I'll translate it in just a second. Do you guys feel now that you get the respect you deserve from the American boxing fans?
Happy. Right now the biggest problem not good heavyweight in the United States. There's a lot of heavyweights, a lot of good fighters, but any minute can go up and come in some new generation, new fighter, and who can beat me or Wladimir any minute. That's why we have to be always good prepared. And but right now everybody hope Rizal Ariola was unbeatable before he fought against me. And actually we fought so many boys who was great record, no losses, and after us we stopped career, and we hope very soon come American fighters, and all boxing audience in the United States will be happy to see good fight, good matches, real battle between one of the Klitschko brother and new generation. It's interesting. It's everybody want to see good performance inside the ring. Wladimir, what from the fighter? Pacquiao is a good example for that. Wladimir skin color. Wladimir of main point, boxing performance, and we hope in the next fights this will be good fights for all who following boxing fights and who following Klitschko brothers career.
Alright guys, one last question, I guess the most important one. Who won the last chess match?
You know what, I won, but everybody says it was mine.
Did you win?
Oh, this is such
Are you
a
just
lie.
Why, are you just the younger
Of
brother?
course, I mean, this is so obvious, because he's trying to find
Did
out
he
the
cheat?
way now.
Did he cheat? Did he take steroids before the match? Alright guys, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.
Спасибо большое. Can we get some